Hi, I'm Dr. Angela Spranger, Christopher Newport's first Chief Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer. My position and the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion were created and announced in the summer of 2020. Christopher Newport University at that time recognized, from the Board of Visitors to the President to the entire administration, that we needed to take an intentional approach to achieving what we now know to be a best practice in higher education nationwide, inclusive excellence. We started on this journey some time ago when the President's Council on Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion was first formed. There have been leaders from our faculty, students, Board of Visitors, and university administration actively working on that council for years now, and over the last 2 years, under the guidance of Vice President for Strategy and Planning, and now Chief Financial Officer, Jennifer Latour, and her ABLE Strategic Plan Work Group, they created the Christopher Newport University Strategic Plan for Diversity and Inclusion. The plan was officially submitted to the State Council on Higher Education in Virginia, known as SHEV, in May of 2020, and we're proud to say that it was approved. Since then, the Governor of Virginia has established the role and office of a Chief Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer, now written into policy, so that it will be an ongoing department for the Commonwealth. The Governor appointed Dr. Janice Underwood to that role, and in the last several months, she and an executive steering team worked in partnership with the Department of Human Resource Management, DHRM, to develop an example as part of a surprisingly detailed, high-value toolkit. The sample plan includes about 40 pages of content and is called the One Virginia Strategic Plan for Inclusive Excellence in Higher Education. And it represents a great model and resource for our own work here at CNU. And per House Bill 1993 in the 2021 Virginia General Assembly, every state agency is now required to have a strategic plan for diversity and inclusion. So we're a bit ahead of the curve on that one. Now we are required to submit our document online by July 1st. We're also required to participate in mandated training sessions through DHRM, and we're up to date on that right now, with more information soon to come for all CNU employees. Our Strategic Plan Work Group, a subgroup of the President's DEI Council, has been reconstituted, and we're looking at the 5 goals that were established in our CNU Strategic Plan for Diversity and Inclusion, as it was submitted last year. Goal 1 addresses CNU culture. Goal 2 addresses the diversity of faculty, staff, and students. Goal 3 is about training and education. Goal 4 is community engagement. And Goal 5 is about communicating the good work we're doing here so we can regularly answer questions, address concerns, and constantly ensure that our campus community and the communities connected to us know about our resources, our progress, and our opportunities. You need to know, and others need to know, what's happening here in the diversity and inclusion space. The President's Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Council continues to meet quarterly. Our Strategic Plan Work Group meets with me monthly, and we're identifying the ways that CNU is already executing on our strategic plan. We're also definitely identifying the spaces for growth and improvement and designing ways to measure all of our progress in all of those different areas. We're taking this movement towards inclusive excellence seriously. In the fall, once the new academic year is underway, we will engage in new opportunities to learn and explore inclusive excellence together. You will hear more about that toward the end of the summer. But in preparation for that new undertaking, and because this is new territory for us, we know there are some things we can do now and in the coming weeks to make us all more familiar with some terms that are new, and to talk a bit about the vision that is leading this work for us and for organizations around the Commonwealth and across the country. My thanks to Jim Hanchett and our colleagues in the Communications Office for working with me to put together a handful of messages like this one that we will email to you between now and September. Please be on the lookout. I hope this information has been helpful for you, and that if you have any questions at all, you'll reach out to me, either personally at my email address or phone number, or at diversity.inclusion@cnu.edu so you can learn more about what we're doing at the institutional level and beyond towards inclusive excellence. As we move forward together, please remember that we're all connected. Diversity, equity, and inclusion is about calling one another into a new way of being, understanding, and communicating. Have a great day, and remember, we're in this together.